If you are skinny fat, it is really important that you are eating enough food, not only to fuel your training, but also to fuel your recovery. Because what you have to remember is that even though you might have stomach fat that you want to lose, the main problem is that you don't have enough muscle. So that needs to be your priority. And in order to build muscle, it is very important that you are eating enough food. This video, I'm going to explain why you need to eat more in order to get rid of your belly fat if you are skinny fat. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jodie and I help you change your beliefs so you can change your body, your health, and your life. If you are new here, thank you for joining me. If you are a subscriber or have seen my videos before, you will see that I have changed my location. I have moved apartments recently and I'm still kind of getting used to the setup here and where I want to film videos. I do really like this swingy chair thing because it's fun, but I'm having a lot of issues with sound, which is why I haven't done a video for a while, because there are construction sites pretty much all around this apartment block. So, well, there's two of them and the noise is really annoying. I know that, so I'm sorry in advance if that is an issue for you. Do want to get a microphone soon, but it's one of those things where the one I really want is super expensive and it's like, do I really need that one or should I just get the other one and make do with that? And I'm still having decision issues. So apologies. Hopefully you value the information more than the quality. I'm really not a videographer. I'm not doing these videos to make them pretty. I'm doing them to put out information to help you. So if you are here for pretty videos with good sound and good lighting and all of that, I try to do my best, but you're probably watching the wrong channel. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into this video, which is specifically for skinny fat people. So if you are not skinny fat, this video is not for you. How do you know if you're skinny fat? You probably know already, but generally you have lean limbs and a lot of belly fat. And it's really uncomfortable. You feel fine wearing clothing. Everyone thinks you're like skinny and you're fine and you're healthy. But when you take off your clothes, you're insecure, you've got a lot of body fat, or you don't really have a lot of body fat. It's more so that your ratio of body fat to muscle mass is skewed. So it seems like you have a lot more body fat than you really do. One of the hardest things to, I guess, get rid of if you are skinny fat is that mindset that you have to lose fat through dieting. It is really, really important that you let go of that. And I know how hard it can be, but you have to trust that by eating more, you are actually going to get better results. But you can't just eat more food. Your training has to be on point as well. So what you should expect if you are doing things right, and that means eating right and training right. After a month, if you are doing everything right, then your waist measurement should have decreased. I can't say by how much exactly because it will really depend on you, but generally at least a centimeter it should have gone down by. If it has not, it means that you are doing something wrong. Usually that comes down to your training. Now, it is very important that you eat enough food to fuel your training to get that result of losing centimeters from around your waist. On the other hand though, if you eat more food and your waist measurement increases, that's a sign that you've probably gone too overboard or that something is wrong with your training. Either you're not following a proper program or your intensity is wrong. And I'm going to get into that in a second. So back to eating more food. You need to be eating at your maintenance calorie intake. How do you work this out? You can go to my website. I put the link in my description box and that has a guide on there, a fat loss guide that will help you work out what your maintenance calorie intake should be. And generally, if you are really worried about going from say 1200 calories back up to 1600 calories, just be a bit conservative. If you've estimated your maintenance calorie intake to be around 1600 calories, then pull it back to 1500 calories, jump up to there to start with, and then adjust accordingly to progress. And what I mean by that is if you're eating at 1500 calories, the scale is staying fairly stable. It will fluctuate day by day, but over time it's staying stable. If your training is going good, if you're feeling good, if your waist isn't increasing, then you can increase that extra 100 calories and feel more comfortable about doing so. I know it can be scary to increase your food intake when you're used to eating little and You've got to kind of go against everything that you've ever been taught. But if you're not able to do that by yourself, get a coach, get someone that you trust, get someone to help you through that, because that's what you need to do to get the result that you want. Now, once you've figured out your maintenance calorie needs and you are eating at that level, you need to get your training on point. Now, most of you don't understand how important this actually is and what I mean by it. You can't just go to the gym and lift some weights and think you're doing things right, because that's not going to get you that result that you want. First and foremost, you need to be following a program. And yes, unfortunately, it does matter what program you are following. There are very good programs out there and there are not so good programs out there. And you know, I used to think following any program is better than nothing, but from working with more and more people now, and especially working with nutrition only clients. Obviously, most of my clients get their training program from me and they get their nutrition set up from me as well. And things just seem to work very well when that happens. It's with my nutrition only clients. So I don't generally work with people that just want nutrition only. This is for specific people that have a PT already and they really don't want an online coach. They want that in-person PT experience. That is fine, but that PT doesn't have the nutrition knowledge that they need. Then they come to me and I will help them out with nutrition. The more I started doing that, the more I realized how important your actual program matters, because those clients that get really good results after month 1 with my nutrition plan for them, those clients that get really good results after month 1 with my nutrition plan, they generally are following a very good program from their trainer. Those clients that don't get very good results after 1 month, their program is not how I would set it up. Program design is hard. There is an art to it, there is a science to it, and I've got a lot better with experience by having my own coaches and by doing so many courses on it. So it's understandable that obviously there is going to be better programs than others. But minimum, you need to be following a program with a good training split that trains each muscle group 2 times per week and involves mostly compound exercises. Now, the next step is making sure you are choosing heavy enough weights. Commonly, I get clients coming to me that have been on programs that are very high volume, so high reps, lots of sets, not much rest time, and they don't really get results from that because they're not training with enough intensity. And what I mean by intensity here is they're not training with enough load, so weight. They're choosing weights that are too light because they are training for endurance and being in the gym longer and trying to do more exercises than training for strength and being in the gym to get through 4 or 5 exercises, maybe 6, go as hard as possible in those exercises, and then that's it. Like, you have literally nothing more to give, and so you have to leave. That is how you want to train. So you need to be choosing a weight where by the end of each set, you could probably do maybe 1 or 2 more reps whilst keeping good form. You also need to be making sure you are getting proper range of motion and not cheating those reps as well. So if you are unsure if you are doing this, get a coach, get a PT, whatever. Compare your videos that you take in the gym of yourself to YouTube videos and make sure they look the same. Get feedback from someone, anyone. It is so worthwhile doing that, because unless you have worked with someone before, there is such a high chance that you are really not getting the most out of the exercises that you are doing in the gym. You can improve your form and you can probably lift heavier than what you're doing as well. And remember, heavy is relative to you. So I'm not saying that you have to go back squat 60 kilograms straight away when you've never done a back squat before. You should be following a program where the exercises are based on your skill level and experience in the gym, and then heavy is going to depend on your starting strength. So if you've never done a squat before, obviously you're not going to be going straight under the barbell with 60 kilograms on your back. That is not heavy for you. What is heavy for you might be doing a goblet squat with a 6 kilogram dumbbell in your hands, but how you know whether that is heavy for you is judging each set, and by the end of each set, you should feel like you have put in so much effort that you pretty much couldn't do any more reps. You might be able to do 1 to 2, sometimes 3 more reps, depending on what program you are following. But because this video is general, I'm making it general. If you stick to that rule of 1 to 2 more reps after each set, then you are probably lifting with a heavy enough weight. And then once you have found that ideal weight to start with, you need to keep progressing that. And what I mean is you need to do some kind of progressive overload, whether that is increasing the weight week by week or adding more reps, adding more sets. Sometimes progressive overload is kind of done within your program, or otherwise you have to do it yourself, but you should be making some kind of improvement week by week and aiming to get stronger. And that is where eating enough food comes into play. If you are eating enough food, what you will find is that your strength increases pretty easily in some way. It doesn't have to be by weight, and you will get to a certain level where your strength will plateau and it will be harder and harder to get stronger. But if you're skinny fat and you're generally a beginner to the gym, you don't have a lot of muscle mass or strength already, you will find if you are eating enough food, your strength is going to increase pretty fast to start with. If you are not eating enough food, you are not going to be able to put enough effort and intensity into those workouts, and you will find that your strength just doesn't want to go up. And if you can put more effort into your workouts in terms of intensity, so that weight you're using, you're going to end up burning more calories anyway than what you would if you just train for endurance and try and be in the gym longer. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email. I put that in the description box. That is all for this video. If it helped you, please hit the like button. And if you would like to see more, please subscribe. It really helps me out. And if that is the case, I will see you in the next video.